First, before I take off my mask, I hope you'll all look at it, and I hope you all did what it says. Vote. We're urging all Americans who have elections to vote. Now, I want to thank Senators Durbin, Leahy, Klobuchar, and Warnock, four people who have done just amazingly steadfast work on voting rights. They and many more, including Senator Manchin, have been working overtime to craft the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act and find common ground with our Republican colleagues. I know it's been an exhausting process, but one that is so important. Last night, I began the process for the Senate to hold a vote on the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. It's a common-sense proposal to reinstate the pre-clearance provisions of the Voting Rights Act, which has had a long history of bipartisan support in the Senate. Elections are the wellspring of democracy. But across the country, we're witnessing a coordinated assault on the right to vote and even on how elections are conducted, tallied, and potentially decided. This is a true threat to the ultimate foundation of our democracy, a true threat. In the Shelby decision, unfortunately, a conservative majority on the Supreme Court struck down the pre-clearance requirements, the heart of the Voting Rights Act, wrongly suggesting it was no longer needed. We've seen how much it's needed since. Boy, were they wrong. In the years since the Shelby decision, the floodgates have opened for some of the most draconian restrictions to disenfranchise voters since the era of segregation. For months, the Senate Democrats have worked to build bipartisan support for the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. We've sought common ground with Republicans on the critical issue of protecting the freedom to vote. We've urged Senate Republicans to engage with us, offer their ideas, work together to guarantee free and fair elections. At every single turn, we were met with resistance, with almost every Republican pretending like there is no problem, ostriches with their heads in the sand. They seem happy to ignore the flood of anti-democratic legislation sweeping across the country. The John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act is a chance for bipartisanship and to repair the damage caused by Donald Trump's big lie and restore the faith in democracy. Democrats are ready to work with Republicans in good faith if they vote to begin a debate on voting rights tomorrow. The Senate's already voted on more amendments than any full year under President Trump. We've offered them an open amendment process, just as they say the Senate ought to work, just as we say the Senate ought to work. But what Republicans shouldn't do and mustn't do is squelch any chance for the Senate to debate something this critical and sacrosanct as the right to vote. If there's any issue that deserves debate in the chamber, it should be protecting voting rights. Since Republicans say they want more bipartisanship, we're ready to give it to them. They have another opportunity for bipartisanship tomorrow when we will begin to debate. I hope they'll take our offer. Simply standing silent with their arms crossed, refusing to allow the Senate to function is unacceptable.